I got to leave in.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We thank you for joining us for another Bell Collective review. We know you missed us last week, but we are here. I'm joined by Sammy and Asia. How are y'all doing today?
I am doing good. Ready to talk about these last two episodes.
Listen, these ladies here, something else. Asia, how are you?
I'm back in commission. I'm good.
Well, that's all that matters. Well, everyone, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can know what's going on. And let's get it started. So we pick up with Glendale and Letitia continuing their argument over the commercial. They decide to table it for now and just go ahead with the commercial. There's a lot of tension, but they do the best they can. Letitia finds it hard to focus and concentrate, but they get the commercial done after a few awkward moments. Then we go to another scene where Aikisha is with her kids waiting on Willie to come home. He finally arrives and they start discussing the interviews he has lined up. Willie tells Aikisha about his other speaking engagements, and she asks him, well, when are you going to send me the information? From what I gather, Willie seems more laid back with his commitments, but Aikisha is very strict and wants to have every detail ironed out. They have some back and forth about Aikisha having a better handle on things when they were back home in Jersey. Aikisha says she is doing the best she can, but you can definitely tell Willie has not changed his mind about wanting to move back there. And then we have Marie is visiting Essie at the home she inherited from her parents. Essie shows her the changes she has made to the home and expresses that she's moving back home. Marie is concerned that Essie would be depressed moving back there, but Essie said it would actually make her feel closer to her parents because she can feel a part of them. Marie discusses the situation with her mother more, says she's been missing, and opens up that her mother stole her mink coat and pawned it for $30. Essie and Marie discussed that it's time for her to go get therapy. Marie feels helpless because she has all the resources to help other people, but can't seem to help her mom. So, Asia, I will start with you. Anything on these three scenes?
Glenn gets on my nerves. Like, he needs to stop playing games. That's it. That's all. Otherwise, it's just scary.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's scary to be married to something like that. It's scary to be attached to anything, any type of behavior like that. It's concerning. In terms of Essie, I see where Marie's coming from. Like, she might not know what it's gonna feel like when she's fully in that home. So be cautious. But I think in situations like this, it's very important to be a good friend and go off of whatever your friend is wanting at the time. So
Mm-hmm. Sammy?
I'm sick of both Glenn and Letitia, if I could be honest. Especially within these last two episodes, it's like, okay, figure it out. There was some awkward moments because that scene them trying to do that commercial, it's like I don't know if they just fed her the lines or she was struggling to read them, but it fell flat for me. When it comes to Aikisha and Willie, he has been pressing about them moving back to Jersey for a while, so you can tell he's supportive of her and what she wants to do, but he really wants her to just focus on him, which I don't know if I agree with that. Like, let her do her thing, and if it's really that much of an issue with you guys and her managing you, maybe you should just find outside management. But it's going to become an issue for them two to keep trying to work together when he's pushing her to go back home. He's doing it very passively, but you can tell he seriously wants them to relocate. But I do appreciate him still supporting what she wants to do down there in Jackson. Marie and Essie, I agree. Like, if she wants to stay in the home, no matter how Marie feels about it, just let her do it. I mean, if it doesn't go well, then she can always leave. And when it comes to Marie and her mom, you can't. I mean, I get that you are helping other people with these type of situations, but I think she needs to remember that those people are getting help because they feel like it's time for them to get help. So she can't force her mom into doing it. And I get it's your mom, but it's like, how much can you do if she don't want to do it for herself? Then
you can't save somebody who don't want to be saved.
You can't save her. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. Willie, I agree with you, Sammy. I think he might need some outside management. Hey, maybe he can call Letitia Pearson Enterprises. But I agree also. I think you said the key thing, Sammy. She can help everybody. Marie can help everybody else, but it's not going to happen until her mom wants to do it. And I think every time her mother has said she wanted help, it's been under the pressure of just giving in to get her daughter off her back for a second. It's never been because she really wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Well, alrighty. So now we have Latrice stopping by to see the progress on her new building. She sees that not much has happened yet, and she's beginning to get frustrated. This time, she took Cliff with her in hopes of him seeing that, well, maybe if not much is getting done, maybe he'll get back on board with helping her since they're in a great place now. Latrice tells her brother she is paying rent on 2 locations and needs to get the ball rolling. She wanted it done within the next 2 months, and Cliff says, well, if you listen to me, we can make it happen. Um, she says she wants chandeliers in every room, and Cliff is like, well, girl, why is a chandelier going in a warehouse? You gonna have one in the bathroom too? And then Cliff tells her that she needs to put her plans on paper so she can get it done because her ideas staying in her mind aren't gonna get anything done. Then we have Akeisha meeting Marie for a play date with her kids and and Marie's granddaughter, but find out she doesn't bring her kids because they're apparently getting sick. Marie doesn't like that she didn't tell her that because they could have met at a restaurant instead and had grown up times. Akeisha enjoys painting. Bless you. Um, they discuss motherhood and the differences between being a mother in your 20s versus your 40s. Marie then asks her about Ferris Street, and Akeisha says that they did not accept her proposal, but it is still moving forward. The people want to meet with her actually because this time they have a proposal for her. Marie asks if she was trying to do what Letitia was, and instantly Akeisha gets defensive. Um, she says she doesn't know what Letitia was trying to do, and she knows what Marie is trying to do by sliding that in there. Akeisha says she never saw Letitia's presentation, so she didn't steal her presentation, and there could never be any comparison anyway. Um, Marie says they both run into roadblocks, and Akeisha says again that Marie is trying to tie the two together, but Akeisha and Letitia don't compare because one is moving forward and one gave up. Marie says it's the same thing because neither one has done anything. Akeisha says, how is it a roadblock when Letitia didn't buy the block when it came for sale? To which Marie replies, well, did you buy it? And Marie says, whether she wants to admit it or not, the blueprint Akeisha has, it is Letitia's. Akeisha says not possible because Letitia can't afford the blueprint she has. Sammy, your thoughts?
Latrice, I mean, girl, again, go get some outside help. Like, yeah, the family's not working for you. It's not. They're too comfortable. I don't know what it is. Like, why her brother hasn't gotten it done yet. But go and get it done. If she wants the chandeliers, let her have the chandeliers. I don't see an issue with it. If I'm to be honest. But I mean, hey, whatever. Marie and Akeisha, I probably would have enjoyed the scene more. I think they probably would have been able to dig into more too had they been like at a restaurant or somewhere without the children around. So I agree with Marie on that. I don't know if Akeisha does have Letitia's blueprint, but I do feel that once she's seen what was going on in the first season, that's what they were trying to do. She kind of dived into it. I don't know if I can say that I think that she had that idea of Ferry Street before becoming a part of the Belle Collective. So she may not have Letitia's blueprint, but I do think that she jumped on it because she seen it was something Letitia was doing and she felt like she could do it better. What I do like about Akeisha, she was very direct with Marie. Marie was bringing it up like, girl, I know what you're trying to do, and we're not even going to play that game. I want to see more of that from Akeisha, more being very direct and I guess somewhat aggressive when it comes to them and the way that they be poking at her. It was enjoyable, but I feel like we could get some more of that.
Asia?
Nice to see Daddy and her getting along, I guess. I feel like, to me, I view this as, all right, you know what? I was acting up. I'm talking about Latrice. I was acting up. Let me get my stuff because I need Daddy to step in all facets of my life. So let me pull back, let him pop up on me and do all this other stuff so I can get my building done. And she gonna go right back into doing whatever she needs to do with him after the building's done. But her brother ain't doing it. He don't look like he want to work on the building. Like, he is like, he's to me looking like, bitch, you brought me in this. Like, I ain't even trying to be here. So I think that's funny. I didn't like that clip called her chandeliers ghetto. I think that was rude because, like, how her age, like, it matches like what she like. So
She want to have if it's a warehouse, she still wanted to be elegant and classy.
like, if she got to go to work every day, she wanted to look like where she want to be at.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. So, like, that was unnecessary. That whatever. You want more camera time, that's fine, but that was stupid. I'm glad Daddy helping her because it needs to get done. And somebody like Latrice who got a million business ideas and stuff like that, she do got to write stuff down if she gonna pass off the work to somebody. Because that could be the other reason her brother is struggling to get the work done. Because why does brick wall still here? Move it. In terms of Marie and Akeisha, like Akeisha took Letitia idea. I mean, yeah, Letitia, not Latrice. Akeisha took her idea from season 1. It's plain as day. Nobody was bidding on Paris Street, especially from New Jersey, before she did it. Like it just wasn't happening. So even though it's a TV show, and we see you, we see how you got added to the collective. It's more like to me, it's like a necklace situation or similar, where it's like you came here to kind of and you picked your beef, and this is the beef you picked. Money, and you trying to throw your money around when, to be honest, like we don't know how much you got versus how much she got. Y'all all seem to be doing pretty much the same thing in my eyes. So how you gonna sit here and say she didn't buy the block? Because guess who else didn't buy the block? You. So I like that Marie brought it out of her though. Like, yep, come on, because we're not done with this part. Bring it on back. I liked it.
And I wanted to say too, when it comes to Latrice, she needs to be mindful that she is going back in there and being, peaceful with Cliff. But with that, she has to keep in mind that it's going to come back to around that she's going to have to play that game that he want to play. So I don't want to see her sitting up here crying when he's not doing what he wants to do because she's not doing what he's asking her to do, because you went back in there when you could have paid somebody to come in here and do this work. So I don't want to hear none of that crying later on.
It's on you. And if y'all got all this money, then pay the contractor. Like my projects take a long time because I don't got all that money to pay the contractor.
And I agree with you, Asia. I don't think that Cliff enjoys doing. I don't think that Cliff wants to do it. But what Cliff does enjoy and feeds off of is Latrice needing him.
Yep.
So he's gonna do it to show her you can't get stuff done without me. He's gonna do it. He's gonna throw it in her face later on. All that stuff. I do agree that, of course, like Keisha saw Tisha's idea from season 1 and, ran with it. Carlos probably told her to. Carlos probably brought her in for that reason. But what I will say is I don't think the idea is original from either one of them. I'm pretty sure people had that thought before. It's never been on TV, so we just haven't seen it. But I don't think it's an original idea from either. So I don't think it would have been a stretch for Akeisha just to acknowledge that they both had the same vision. I don't think it would have been nothing. And I also don't think it would have been, she could have just said, yes, we had the same vision. We just went about it 2 different ways.
Executing it different.
Plain and simple. And at the end of the day, you are no further along than Letitia ever got, because neither one of y'all own a piece of it. Not a building,
call her broke. Like, so I'm not.
That's what she's doing, yeah.
She wanted to call her broke. That's what she wanted to do, and that's what she basically did.
Yeah, so I mean, because I don't know if I remember, doesn't her Akeisha's family already have a building there?
I think so. I think they already have.
So yeah, you might have a building there already, so you might have a head start. But also, that's not something that you accomplish. And there's nothing wrong with generational wealth and getting it passed on, but don't toot your horn for that, because that was given to you. And I'm not mad, because I would like a building given to me too. So let's be very clear. But I do like that Marie is calling it out for what it was. I think this is one of the good times that Marie puts her messiness to use. So I'm here for it, because she's definitely not using it to plan that gala, but that's a different story for later on. And now we have Glendale coming to see Letitia at work to talk some. He comes by because he wants to bring his music under Letitia Pearson Enterprises. And Tisha says she needs him to know the difference between wife Tisha and manager Tisha. There's no family discount, and she needs a contract because it's not going to be the wife who is working. She says she has experience being his manager before, and he had her working 24 hours, but this time it won't be that way. His expectations from the past can't be the same thing he expects going forward. She'll be his wife to offer moral support all the time, but the manager aspect has to have boundaries. He says he doesn't have plans for a rap career at all, but feels this is a chance he can have to spend time with her. So more manipulation on his part. But Tisha is being very firm. He's telling her that if he is a paying client, he needs to have top priority. And she tells him every client is a top priority when that invoice hits. But again, the conversation is not going how he envisioned. So like a kid who didn't get his way, he snatches off his microphone, puts it on her desk, and walks out. And then now we have Sogucci and Aikisha meeting up to go do some Zumba for the first time. It's the first time for both of them, and they're doing it together. Aikisha wanted to try Zumba because the standard workouts are not something that she's been able to be successful with or even is motivated to really do. They begin exercising, and right away, Sakuchi takes to it like she's been doing it forever. Aikisha is struggling a bit because through the first part and thought she was good and done, only to hear that it was the warm up. They continue some more, and Aikisha throws that waist trainer off and gets to work a little bit. So they finish with the class and sit down to talk some. Aikisha fills her in on the Fairer Street stuff, and mentions that the building she wants was part of the fire on Fairer Street, but she feels it might be to her advantage because now they're going to have to be the ones to bring it up to code. So Gucci then asks about the gala she's doing with Marie, and Akeisha says it's not going great, and Marie isn't doing a damn thing. She says Essie's doing all the work, and she's going to meet with her to get to the nitty gritty, but at this point, she's wondering if the gala's even going to happen because they don't even have tickets printed out. So, Sammy, I'll start with you this time.
Listen, the whole Fair Street struggle, I think that they should probably let Fair Street alone or come back to it later on down the line when everybody can, because we're being honest, it probably sounds like those people that are in control of everything, they're asking for more money than both her and Letitia are willing to present at the time. So come back later on when y'all can give these people what they want and y'all can quit making it a conversation when y'all know that neither one of you finna do anything with it because you can't. When it comes to the gala, another moment for Akeisha to toss herself in and with her money and feel like I'm gonna come here and show you how to get it done. And that's just what it is. She has a money thing, and I don't think those girls are really buying it down there in Jackson. Like they're not impressed with her as it is already, so the money's not helping. And they probably let her come in just because they feel like that she knows she wants to toss some money around. So hell, if she want to pay, let her pay. But at this point, it doesn't seem to be worth it to be in business with Akeisha. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like it's worth it. Hell, look at Willie. So,
Asia.
So when it comes to this partnership with Glenn trying to manipulate his wife and spending more time with her, again, I'm scared. Like for her, I'm nervous. Like, what are you doing? I hope he's just playing this up for the cameras. And then why do you think you take priority if you paying the same amount of money or getting the same percentage everybody else is getting out? Like, sit down. No, and she just don't want to deal with him, to be honest. So she's being like a hard ass so he can go away. Get back on the boat. I really think he's trying to quit his job. Like in
yep.
my head, I really think that's what the setup is. He's filming more, not so he can no longer have to get on that boat. But baby, you've been get on the boat.
Might have been fired already. We don't know.
We don't know, but you need to get back on the boat. Anytime you could collect some hotel points and you don't, it's something fishy about it. Get back on the boat, baby. Get back on the boat, or don't come home. Get back on the boat. So that's annoying. I'm gonna skip over the workout because Aikisha get Ozempic. With Marie and Aikisha and this gala thing, is this the first time they're doing the gala, or have they done this gala before?
They've done it before. It's going to be their first time doing it together. Marie, I think it's an annual thing that Marie and Essie do.
Okay, so they have a formula already that they follow. Marie doesn't do it. Like, I think Marie is sticking to what she has always done in this instance.
And let Essie take charge. And she does the face.
Okay, so why would that change now? Because Miss Aikisha came in long. And to be honest, Aikisha, I don't know if she said it here or later on, that she really only wants to do it to spearhead her starting to do Alzheimer events in Jackson. Again, you are a user. Like, where's your scooter? You need all the help in the world from everybody. Like, you are not original when it comes to anything that has to do with business. Like, you're biting off of everybody. You bit off of Fair Street, and honestly, anybody else who's just trying to gentrify a neighborhood or a small town. And now you're biting off of her Alzheimer's gala. So what, you can have one too and just have people wear sneakers to it next year? Like,
it's for lupus, no?
Or loop, sorry. I said Alzheimer's. But either way it goes, you biting off people's stuff. And it's clear, like, you don't have anything original.
And I agree with you because when I think of Aikisha and Letitia doing Ferris Street, I don't think either one of them want to do it for the right reason, for the love of the city. I think both of them want to have their name attached to being the one to revitalize and bring it back to life. Because if they really wanted to do it for the love of the city, neither one of them got the resources to do it alone, but they really could have became partners and probably got along further. But they're not doing it for the right reasons. I know, Asia. I know you say you're scared of Leticia for Glendale, but I don't. I feel this is our one big old planned out skit. Um,
Gotta be.
the and we'll see in the next scene why I think that. But honestly, for me, a lot of the genuine and authenticity that the Bells has had has flushed down the toilet this season. It's
Wait, why?
not as authentic as
You think
as
they write their scenes out now?
at least these two, Letitia and Glendale, and I think sometimes Marie too. But we'll get into that in the next episode. So now we have um, so now we have Tisha meeting with Marie for some drinks to have, well-deserved girls' night out and catch up on what's been going on. Marie is happy they're meeting because they have both had a lot going on and they need to let their hair down. But out of nowhere, Glendale pops up and Marie asks, "Are you following us?" Letitia sits there for about 60 seconds with her mouth wide open in surprise. This is the acting I wish she would have done on the commercial. She asks him, "What is he doing there?" Because he went to work this morning. He told her he was on the boat. Marie keeps, with her little side commentary, "What is this?" And Glendale says, "Can I come surprise my wife?" Glenn asks her, "Is she upset?" And Marie says, "Yeah, because this is crazy." And Tisha doesn't understand because she said, "Boy, you were on a boat, but here you are." Marie says this is weird because it's supposed to be girl time, and does Tisha need his permission? He says no. Um, yeah, she don't need my permission because y'all been going on dates together when it's supposed to be me and her. Glenn asked Marie to get her some privacy and asked if she's going to take her food with her, and then keeps asking why she's getting involved in the conversation because the last time he checked, her last name ain't Pearson. And I also think Marie is very happy that's not her last name. But Marie gets fed up and leaves, and she expresses to Tisha to get things in order before inviting her out again. Asia, you don't have nothing. Sammy,
This is why I chose not to speak on, on him trying to go to her for management for a music career that he said he didn't really want. It's just, even if they are not faking their scenes, they are like stretching the issue. Y'all could have been sat down and had a conversation to figure all this out. Why are you saying you're on the boat if you're not on the boat? This is not a good surprise. You're not in a good space. It's not like you coming here because you want to make me happy. You know you're gonna piss me off. Like what, Glenn? Glenn having Cliff for assistant was probably the dumbest thing that he could have done. Um, and I don't know. I'm just annoyed with Glenn and Letitia. Marie, like I'm with her. Like, you know what? I ain't finna fight you about it. If y'all want to sit here and do this, let me go and get my food. I can go to hell back home in Missouri here because I don't want to sit here and play this game with y'all. Letitia's gonna have to really be firm and with Glenn because he's playing a game. But at this point, I don't know because she seemed to be playing along with him. So hell, hurry up and figure out the winner so we can move on to something else because they losing me.
listen, because I'm like Asia. I don't have nothing right now for this part.
No,
So
no.
we start the next episode and the scene continues where they left off. Glendale says he just wanted to spend another night with his wife. Tisha's still not understanding the reason for so many pop-ups because he never did this before, but mentions that is something that Cliff always does with Latrice. Letitia says that they are always doing good, but then here comes Cliff running around and his negative influence rubs off on Glenn. She says Glenn is stuck in a traditional mindset because he was always the breadwinner, but he has to go with the new times because she is making moves. He says he doesn't have a problem with her elevation because he's always supported her. She then asks him why does she need to be more submissive, and he says because she doesn't listen. She also gets fed up and leaves and tells him be careful in the river. I thought that was so funny. He follows her out, and she says, "You have yet to tell me what you need from me." He says he needs the real Letitia back. She asks him, "What does that mean?" He just begins to walk away, and she yells out that he can't take the elevated Letitia. He tells her he doesn't like her elevated attitude and gets in his car, which sets Letitia off. She goes to the car, starts yelling at him over his new jealous ways. She says he keeps listening to Cliff and she is sick of it. So, anything for this part either, Asia?
I mean, how is the penis that good? Like, I'm just trying to figure out what's the point of staying with him, dealing with this kind of stuff. Once you become a narcissist, or once you realize somebody don't want you to do better than them, and or they like that you making more money than them, and they about to try to quit their dang on job, you should run. I'm still scared. I'm still scared for her. I don't know where she needs to go. They need to separate. They have kids.
Yeah.
Boy,
Eric, I think is his name, right?
Grab your son and run. Start the Bell Collective Atlanta or something. Go. Just be somewhere else.
If it's all true, I agree with you, Ron. If it's not made up for the camera, I agree, Ron.
Yeah.
Sammy?
I just want Letitia to be aware and take heed to the verbiage she's using, elevating you, the real you. What are you saying? Like, what's the issue? Like, Latrice needs to be paying attention too, because if he's getting this from Cliff, and he's telling on Cliff ass too, they're not in a place where they can accept these women doing things on their own, to where they are no longer the number one priority in order for the girls to feel comfortable. And that's something to pay attention to. That's all I say.
I think one of the major things that Cliff is rubbing off onto Glendale is Cliff needs Latrice to need him. And he's probably rubbing off to Glenn saying, once your wife needs you, it's a wrap. So you got to make sure that you're always there for her, that she can't do stuff without you. And that's what Cliff is doing. But Latrice and Letitia are two very different women, and it's not going to work over there because Letitia don't have daddy issues. She didn't need a man to come be her father. So it's not going to work. So now we have a nice little lighthearted scene with Willie and JJ meeting to play golf. And before we get into it, I really like their friendship. I really like their interaction. It's some lighthearted fun. I almost like every scene JJ is in though. He's makes me laugh when we in the middle of seeing all this drama all the time. But JJ said he's never played golf, but it's always up to a good challenge and is going to win. But from what we see, it's obvious he's not going to win because the first 3 to 4 times he can't even connect with the golf ball. I thought he was going to fall over the first time. And
Really, like he was gonna go all the way back.
So then, Willie asks about, how the cigar event with the guys went the other day. JJ said I had a good time, got to smell some good cigars. And Willie says that he doesn't think that Cliff is a good friend and that he doesn't have Glenn's best interest at heart. Willie says, he feels they got to save Glenn and do something. And JJ says, I got a bright idea. I want to have a 70s themed barbecue and invite everybody. But then they both say, well, I don't know, maybe Cliff and Latrice shouldn't be invited. And then they get to shoot in the breeze some more. And JJ says he can beat, Willie says he can beat JJ in a cooking competition. And they say they're going to have a rib tasting contest, and the Bells are going to be the judges. Then we have Tambra pulling up to Latrice's spot to buy some hair. She says the Goddess Lynx has been a client at her radio station forever, but she's also a client to Goddess Lynx. Latrice comes out and greets her. She asks Tambra what's been going on. Tambra tells her about a dinner she's hosting honoring women business owners, and Latrice is one of them. Latrice asks her, are any of the other Bells being honored? And she said no. None of them have businesses in Jackson, and that's a big thing for us here. She mentioned that she told Aikisha to come, but expresses that she definitely did not invite Marie. Latrice says one of the issues she has with Marie is the same thing that Marie claims Latrice is doing to her. She's doing it to Tambra by conspiring with her ex. Latrice thinks that Marie is jealous and not happy with her own life. Tambra says she has the same opinion, and she's not ready to forgive Marie and doesn't have anything to say to her. And in her confessional, she says she's protecting her energy right now because her pregnancy is high risk. Sammy, thoughts on any of these two scenes?
I would have never thought that the most enjoyable part of the Bells was going to turn out for me to be Willie and JJ. Their scene was fun. It was necessary in the midst of all this. It was good to watch them. Tambra, I guess, hey, nice to see you. I I'm confused. Like, we know that Latrice came and she told Tambra, this is what was going on, and I'm apologetic because I shouldn't have done this. But are they really just back like this, like that soon, or is this just something else? So they can, both have someone to film with because they're on the outs with the other girls. I don't know. So I guess I'm watching that to see how it turns out, how it plays out. But I don't know if I'm interested. If we're going to be honest.
I wholeheartedly agree. Asia?
I'm with you on that, Sammy.
Yeah.
Y'all don't even like each other.
Like,
and I don't, like I said, like when I don't like somebody, I wholeheartedly don't like them. Like I'll do stuff to film, but I would show up. I'd be like, we need a buffer, somebody in the middle for all this. If we are the only ones that are gonna film with each other, if the enemy of my enemy is my friend or whatever they doing, fine. But we're gonna have to have somebody else in the middle of this. Bring out Keisha in or something.
Well, yeah, Josh.
I bring out Keisha, bring another Belle, because he up in there. All he want is like his own invitation. But he low key trying to get rid of Trees too. He said he tired of being a +1. So everybody's working their own angle here. Like it's so annoying. Now with JJ and Willie, only reason that I want Akeisha to stay around is because of Willie and JJ's relationship. It's cute. It really is cute, and it's necessary. It's conversations that need to be had, and I love a good husband scene without the wives when it goes like this. Like it just moves the story along, and I think it was just funny. It gave Pinky in the brain like I have an idea. Why don't I?
It was like you could see the light bulb going off on the screen.
But it had nothing to do like a 70s barbecue. Those two things don't match. And then how is that going? I don't get it. But it's so cute. It's just adorable. And I like them. Enough said. He needs to work on his golf game because he played golf like me. Terrible.
Yeah. He probably played better than me because I ain't never even tried.
Oh, Sammy, we should go. I go every once. It's not even that expensive. You can come to the drive with me. I haven't gotten better though. I just go.
For me, seeing Tambra and Latrice together irritates me. Because I still don't know if I fully believe Latrice in saying that Letitia and Marie conspired to do that. Not to say that Latrice and Marie are fully believable and honest and everything either. I just feel like I've seen them move less funny than Latrice has. So I tend to lean on their side a little bit more. And now I think the only reason Tambra is doing these things with Latrice is because Latrice is in a way casting doubt to us, the viewers, and to Akeisha that she was behind not wanting Akeisha in the text message group. So right now it suits her purpose to be friendly with her. But I still don't think she likes her either. And yeah, JJ and Willie are needed. I love these scenes. And this is like the scenes, this is how I used to love the husbands in Married to Medicine. When it was just lighthearted fun, still discussing what's going on with the wives and everything else without so much inserting themselves. I hope that as Belle Collector goes on, that they don't go the Married to Medicine route and start fully jumping into the drama like they the stars of the show. That's all I have. And so now we have Marie at dance practice with Zuri. And, she says it's important to be there for Zuri during these activities because she didn't have that from her mom. Seeing her there brings up feelings about her mom abandoning her and leaving her with her dad to do everything because she sees all these other mothers there with their daughters. So they're practicing some, and Marie says that her knees aren't what they used to be, but I thought she was doing a good job. Marie's mom walks in, and Zuri is so happy to see her. Real quick, I gotta ask y'all, does she look like Keisha Cole mama to you a little bit? Because that's where I see Miss Frankie when I hear her.
She gives Frankie vibes.
It's the whole how she carries herself.
Yeah. And so as Marie stops dancing, looks over, and notices her mom is there, and is shocked, but also very happy. It made her day to see her mom show up for Zuri. Marie walks up and they start talking, and her mom mentions right away she messed up and is trying. And although Marie is happy to see her, she's also triggered because her mom has been gone for 3 weeks, but pops up like she's been there every day. Marie tells her how she feels about her not being there, not being around, how it's triggering for her seeing all these mothers with their daughters, and she was the only one having her dad there. And her mother pretty much tells her, "You wouldn't be who you are if I didn't leave you with your daddy, because you were better off with him than being out in the streets with me." She says she's doing the best that she could have done for her, and also tells her how proud she is. And Marie tells her mom it's time to go to therapy, and agrees. And the mom agrees. Marie is hoping that her mom's inner demons can be faced through therapy. Asia?
I mean, today it looks like her mom is willing, but who's to say that's not gonna change because
Yeah.
they film it or whatever. It's hard. I feel like I feel bad for Marie, or I understand why Marie is the way she is because of who her mom is. This is hard. Like it's not. She's not gonna be. She didn't grow up in such a like a caring environment or affectionate environment. It seems like so that's how she walks through life. So it just shows. I don't necessarily feel bad for her, but I understand and it can
Mm-hmm.
why she is the way she is. I thought the mom dance is cute and how Marie could get down a little bit. Like she was doing some
She was
things.
doing good.
She just not doing what she used to do. And that just happens with age. So I just thought it was cute. And I think that her daughter, that's her daughter or her granddaughter.
Her granddaughter.
Her granddaughter just loved it. Like you could tell she was soaking it up. She liked being around her grandma. I enjoy the honesty of this scene. Like it didn't seem like nobody wrote nothing down. It didn't
Or is
seem
that her daughter?
I
Because
feel like it's her daughter.
I think it's her daughter, because I think her son has
The
a younger.
little
They both little. So I'm sorry. Yeah, that's her daughter.
but yeah, I thought I overall I really enjoyed it. And she's giving her daughter the affection that she didn't get. So her daughter is gonna grow up a little bit more affectionate and caring and maybe be better than Marie, which is nice.
And it's what every parent wants to do, is for their kid to be better than them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy?
Um, when it comes to, I get why Marie is pushing for her mom to be better. I don't know if I'm that comfortable with Zuri being like with Marie's child always being a part of the conversation. I don't know if Marie has her there to like say like, look, it's not just me, but she needs you to be better too. I don't know how I feel about that. I do think while Marie's pushing for her mom to get therapy, Marie should probably consider talking to somebody too, because if we're being honest, she is not going to get what she's looking for from her mom. They're coming around, they're having the same conversations. The mom is now, she's always saying like, you're better because of the mistakes I made and all this. There's no true. She's not sorry because she's still living their life, and it's all she knows, unfortunately. So she's comfortable with it. She'll come around when she can. I wonder how much money she asked Marie for when the scene was over. Like it's not, she's not going to get what she wants from her mom. And I hate to say that, she may do good for a little while, but this far in, it seems like this is just what it is. So I get Marie still hurting because she didn't get the mom that she wanted while she was growing up, but you got to make peace with that and just do the best for your child moving forward. Because I hate to say, in my eyes, it's a lost cause. And I think I've seen this person, like I've seen this up close. Mm-hmm. It's done.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think Marie feels like she can't give up on her mother, because then she feels like a hypocrite. How am I giving up on someone? And this is what I do. This is my cause for a living. But at the same time, I hate to say it, and I wish it did. It's not going to stick this time, because it still didn't come from her mother's mouth. Her mother still didn't come to her and say, "Hey, baby, I need some help." I'm sorry, until that day happens, it's not gonna take effect. It's just not, because right now, again, she's doing it. She's on camera in front of her granddaughter. That's also manipulation on Marie's part. In front of a camera, national TV, and your granddaughter. She's gonna say no. Like, you put her in a situation where she can't really do that. And I kind of hope one time that her mother would have told her no on TV, so that a wake up call for Marie to say you can be there for her in certain ways, not fully washing your hands of her, but let it happen so that her mother comes to her for help, or that her mother may not want help through her either. You just never know.
We see Marie making the effort, and I think that is what matters. But
Yeah.
Marie has to know, like, the effort is if you believe in God, that's what He's gonna judge you on, not the outcome. So as long as you know that you're putting the effort in, and know that it will not go your way, more than likely, like Sammy said, like it is. Let's be honest, it's a wash. It is.
And the mom knows that I can go run around, act a fool, and when I need safety, I can run over here. So I mean, if that, I'm cool. That let that be it. That literally just has to be it. She can't continue to just. I mean, I don't know. Keep hope alive. But to me, and I think Marie knows too that this is done. It's done.
Yeah, I agree with you, Sammy. I think the mother knows that, and if I was Marie, that mother's what in the 70s, 80s, like for somebody at that age isn't. I don't think it's possible. I just they're gonna change. But if I was Marie, I would just enjoy those moments when she's clean and sober and does come back and build memories there that I can hold on to, instead of always talking about change. Because yeah, it's just not gonna happen. I pray I'm wrong, but
Right.
um. So now we have Letitia meeting up with Glenn to talk because he wants to talk about what happened when he popped up on her and Marie. Glenn tells her he is proud of her and all he has done and is sorry for the behavior the other night because all he wants to do is make things right. He expresses that he's not involved as he used to be and feels left out, which I think he's feeling left out because of what Cliff has been putting in his mind. He doesn't know how to be there for her at this level she is at. She tells him all she wants from him is to be her husband, be supportive, and allow her to be able to come to him, basically her safe space. He then pulls out her first ring and asks and says he doesn't want her to put it back on unless she is really ready. He says some great words, which he's good at, and Letitia gets emotional because she has been wanting to hear those words. She says she can't picture life without him and doesn't want to. She expresses that she loves him, and misses them. She says nothing she accomplishes means a thing if the person she struggled with to get there is not right there with her. And that kind of, I thought that was like a deep statement a little bit, but um, she says she'll wear the ring, but if she ever has to take it off in any form, physically, emotionally, whatever, she will never forgive him again. Glenn knows this is his final chance, but he doesn't plan on messing up this way again. They put each other's ring on and they make up. They make up and, they just, he says he's not going to get out of control no more and he's just going to be supportive. So I ask you, Sammy, is it a coincidence? No, I'm just what's your thoughts?
Listen, I get marriage seems to be like it's like a once you in, you in, for better or for worse. But at some point, you gotta just pick better for yourself. I can't say that I appreciate that Glenn. I hope this was him and not a plan written out by Cliff that he went out there and he would say, I don't know where I fit with you becoming so successful. I don't know how to take that. I'm glad that he was honest. So hopefully he sticks with that and he means what he's saying. I mean, it's like I'm sick of them, but I understand what Tisha's saying. Like I should give up. I deserve better, but I want to try to make it work. But I don't know how many more chances she should give him. So when she said that if she has to take the ring off in any type of form that she's done with him, I hope that she means that. And in regards to her saying that she's done all this struggling and now she needs him there to be able to actually enjoy the success, no, you do not. No, you do not. No, you do not. I don't know what's happened to make her feel that she has to have him there to enjoy what she's worked hard towards, but you don't. And I really hope that she figures that out and lets that go because I heard what she said and I was like, damn, what makes you feel that way? Like this man has been, he been, he's been a damn obstacle while you've been trying to do all these things. So now I don't know. You don't need Glenn to feel successful. You're doing great, and you would probably, unfortunately, soar even higher. You would just say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and let this dead weight go because Glenn is just not who he's supposed to be. So hopefully, the real Glenn come back. Though it's the same thing he was saying about her, and they can actually be happy together. But if not, Letitia, let his ass go, please.
And Sammy, I agree. The reason I said that comment Letitia made was so deep to me is because it really shows that if Glenn messed up again, she ain't done with him for real. She don't know how to live without him either. She don't know how to be happy unless he's part of the picture too. And that's why I said it was so deep because it really shows a lot of where she's at mentally too. Glenn does a lot of the stuff he does because he knows he can get away with it with her. He knows always gonna be an open door for him.
It's
Always.
it sounded like she was saying that I'm working so hard to be better, so you can actually see me and want to do right by me. That was just like, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
It's very icky.
Yeah, Asian.
I think she should still leave. I just feel like he playing. So, and if she playing with him, I get it. But if she's not playing with him for real, she should go. It's scary. I'm sorry. Like as a girl, it's just scary. Whether you playing or not, like let's not do that. Um, I feel like he don't mean it. I feel like he like, all right, I'm really not trying to go get back on this boat. So let me make up with my wife so I can quit my job.
Because she about to blow up big. She on this TV.
Yes, like that is what it's giving to me. So
Oh, you're right.
Molly, you in danger, girl. Run. Like
I
please.
just can't wait. Marie's gonna tear her ass up when she
I
finds out.
feel like she should. Like I don't like saying
I
I
don't know.
don't
Marie put
like,
up a lot for her. Marie was Letitia for a long time, with same way as Letitia with her husband for a long time. That man wasn't even. They had 2 separate homes. So
that's why it's like instead of doing the stupid stuff that I did, get out. And it's like it's not. I don't like the accountability aspect that everybody throws around. I think it's more of an acknowledgement. Like if you could not lie to yourself and really acknowledge where you are in this situation, you're gonna be able to make better choices. But if you just walk around all delulu because that's what everybody else do, you're gonna end up in the same situation as Marie.
And you know what? If anything, I give Marie probably shouldn't say something, but she probably should listen to Marie because Marie would still be stuck in that if Cedric didn't leave her. And what's gonna happen is Letitia gonna keep on doing great. Glenn's gonna get comfortable to where he needs to be, and he gonna leave her, and then she's gonna be wishing that she would have just left him alone. When she
Uh-huh.
had a chance
I
to.
still think Marie would take him back. But that's
She would. She would. I think so.
Ugh. No, I hate loving somebody like that. Like, no, not my.
I think the same way that we say Marie's mom, her help will never take until she's ready to do it. A person's never going to really leave somebody until they're ready to do it, no matter how much advice you give them or how much you see what somebody else went through. Until you're ready to do it, it's just not going to happen. And then I don't know, she might be on one of them boats in the trunk messing around with Glenn.
It's giving Robin and Juan.
But
it's giving Robin and Juan.
Yeah, honestly, let me hush. Anyway, so we have people arriving to the barbecue now. And when Glenn arrives, JJ notices they are both wearing the same exact look. But Glendale says he's wearing it better, but they got them sitting out here looking like the double mint twins. JJ says, yeah, Glenn wore it, but he didn't wear it like me. And then Willie and Akeisha walk in wearing their looks, and Willie is wearing one of Akeisha's wigs. Look like one of the cheaper ones. And they're happy because, they love a themed barbecue. Willie is big on themed parties and says if you're not going to show up in theme, don't come. Willie gives his ribs to JJ. Sidebar, from what I saw, I was not impressed. When I saw him lift up that wrapper, it looked like something Mr. Eating Good with Freddie Jean would cook. But, JJ asked where they purchased from a restaurant. And they go back and forth about that. Letitia asked Gucci who all was invited. And Cliff and Latrice's name was brought up. And Segucci says, oops, my invite is still sending. I guess they didn't get it. Then Akeisha and Letitia sit to chat it up some, and they start discussing Tambra. Akeisha tells Letitia that Tambra mentioned what Treese said about, them cooking up the text message group, and Letitia denies it, says she had no reason to do that. Honestly, Akeisha at this point really don't give a damn and just wants to know where they're going to move forward from there. Letitia says that they have to meet people where they are, and Akeisha asks if they think Marie will apologize to Tambra, and then Marie walks in. Before we go anywhere else, anything on this part from either of you?
They look like ribs from Applebee's. They look like Applebee's ribs.
Yeah, they did
I want my baby back, baby back, baby. That's what it looked like. It looked like he went and picked them up from the only restaurant in Jackson on the way to the barbecue and put them in some foil paper.
And Akeisha didn't help when they asked her because he brought them. She didn't clarify anything. But I will say I'm gonna put my money on JJ. Even if I didn't see the ribs, I'm just gonna put my money on JJ because he just looked like he sitting there and cooks for fun. So
Asia, something you said earlier to me became evident in this scene. When you said that Akeisha really just wants to not necessarily use the girls, but has motives to bring around them. I think it was evident in this scene when she said she no longer cared about who cooked up that text message thing. Because I'm sorry, I need to get to the bottom of whoever cooked up a scheme to keep me isolated or make me feel, you know what I mean? And the fact that you don't care about that there's possibly 3 people around you that are huge liars.
Because you hear?
Yeah, because you hear that. That to me shows your motives right there.
But she's not there for connections. Like,
Yes, exactly.
she's there to do something for herself.
Mm-hmm. So Marie then walks in, and you know they start talking about would she be open to a conversation with Tambra involving peace and apologies, and Marie says, "Apologies from who?" Um, and when they say Tambra, she says, "Hell no, she don't got nothing to apologize for." And you know, she says Tisha always wants her to apologize to someone, but never asked other people to apologize to her. Tambra walks in and sits down with the ladies. Keisha starts up the conversation, tells Tambra she notices her and Marie haven't been talking, and it might be time. Tambra says, I don't really have anything to say, and I've expressed this to Letitia as well. Tisha asks her, how does she feel? And Tambra says, I'm fine. And Tisha says, I know you're not fine. And, you know, Tisha apologized for her part and wants her and Marie to move forward. Marie also says, I ain't got nothing to say. Tambra, in her confession, says she's been at peace. She is good. And then she tells the ladies Marie has showed her who she is. And Marie asks her, well, what you mean by that? Tambra said, you showed me who you are by having conversations with my ex. And Marie says if Tambra knew that man was an issue in her life, she should have told the collective. And she didn't know about Tambra's dealings with him until after meeting with him. And Tambra said, well, that's the issue. Even if you didn't know, you could have come to me. Tisha jumps in and she feels that both her and Marie were wrong for meeting with him, but Marie interrupts and says, don't talk for me, because I don't feel that way. And Letitia also tells Tambra she bears blame because she hasn't been open with them about herself either. Keisha said it's obviously a trust issue. And Marie tells Tambra she has a way of manipulating a situation and has been lying since day one. They go back and forth some more about telling Tambra she lied about many things, including the text message group. And Tambra gets up to leave, and they tell her she always leave. And then Tambra yells out dramatically that she can't deal with this shit right now. So that is the end of the episode. Asia, your thoughts?
I'm struggling to know who is being honest in this moment when it comes to the text message thing, to be honest, because Latrice only said something on Mad Day, right? And she said it without the confirmation of anybody else to get back in Tambra's good graces. She's not there to defend herself. So it's like a perfect time to bring it up. The other two are really standing on business in the way that she stood on business with like, nah, girl, you know you said that. Like, I'm not about to do this with you. Like, you said what you said. And I said this part. I think that happens next week. And I said this part, but you did say this. I'm like, yeah, I think it's right going back to Tambra being 90% sure she didn't say that, but she might have. In terms of Tambra, I think when you are pregnant and you are high risk, girl, sit down. Like, do not argue with these women. You cannot risk like all this drama with the seed inside of your belly. Like, calm down. You really, if you're gonna go around, you need to come around mentally ready. If you gotta talk to a therapist every time before you put that mic on, do it, because you're stressing your body out. Arguing with these girls, like, they really should not be able to get to you like this. You really should not be able to get this upset when you have something so important going on and you want to hang out with them. I think this is when Tambra's like starting to realize, like, I really should not be here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go. But
it's a valid reason she leaving this time. The group just thinks you running away like normal.
Which is fine. Let them think that, because when you can gag them, when you finally let them know you pregnant, like, it's going to be worth it. Like, play the long game, Tambra. I know you used to talk fast on the radio and stuff, but play the long game for once, baby. She has the upper hand with this.
They still gonna throw it back at her and say another example of her not being honest with them.
Yeah, or they can do that, but this is important. Like, if she plays her cards right and writes her script out like everybody else been doing, she gonna win. She just needs to pick up what everybody else putting down.
I agree.
And even if it wasn't like an important factor of her being pregnant, y'all don't provide an area for her to want to come in there and just share great news, to share anything with y'all. Like, for y'all sat there and did that with that man, and now Marie's sitting there saying my intention. Yeah, she said my intention wasn't to hurt Tamara. What the hell was it? Going to meet with that man was no good gonna come from that. And then you're saying, well, she didn't disclose that she was having issues. Who the hell for to come in there and say, hey, I'm having an issue? Like it was a bunch of BS. Like y'all did it.
5 years ago, more than 5
Y'all
years
did
ago.
it. Y'all were wrong. And Marie says she doesn't feel bad. Okay, cool. Don't feel
That's
bad.
fine. All
That's
you need is
fine.
that acknowledgement right there. Like, I don't feel bad for doing it. You're not getting an apology out of me for it. Next subject. But that's how I move.
And that's why I know where to keep you.
And that's it. And I think they should have let it be that. Who was it that pushed it more? Was it Tisha?
Yeah, it was Letitia because Akeisha had said her piece about trying to get them to talk, and she didn't push it anymore. Only other time Akeisha spoke was saying there's clearly a trust issue, but it was definitely Letitia who kept pushing it forward. And I think that's because she had just got the information about, Tambra telling her that they lied about the text message, and I think she kept pushing it so that could help, so that they could confront her about that.
And you know what? I honestly, I hate to say it. As we said earlier, Letitia's not a great actress, and the way she was adamant at that table, like, quit playing with me, Tambra. You said this. Tambra said that shit. Tambra did it. They need to get Latrice there because she's the one who came up there and tossed it out that it was all a lie.
She gonna get up and leave too.
Well, they need to pin her down because she is the culprit. She stirred all that mess up. And Letitia even said
escape room to talk about it.
Letitia even said, like, I didn't want her a part of it either. But I wish Letitia would have said that when she initially brought it up, because now that kind of makes her now those are the type of thing, those are the variables that make it be like, well, who's telling the damn truth? Because now you want to be honest about this. But earlier when y'all first tossed it out to me, it was all a Tambra thing. And the fact that Tambra's sitting there again and she's not defending herself, I get that you're pregnant about it, but you're not even. Akeisha just told you, like, you didn't really go hard to make believe that there wasn't any truth to that.
And you do it again.
Yeah, she has a valid reason now, but
she can still defend herself.
You can defend yourself without screaming.
Because what you gonna get from me is I didn't say it, and you can believe.
But so this is my thing. Nobody got no hard evidence, no proof. Like, was this told to you by the phone? Was it on a text message?
Was it on three-way? Like what?
Where are the original texts when the group first started? Nobody said, "Hey, where's Akeisha?" Like, it got to be some proof. Something is like, what y'all? Somebody got to come out and Latrice might be the one to have all that because she looks sneaky. She seems sneaky.
Because I even look at it from if Latrice, Marie, Tambra, and whatchamacallit all knew about the scenario, and so Gucci's in the text group, there has to be somewhere. So Gucci's saying, "Is Akeisha not in here?" There has to be some. That has to be somewhere in there.
There's some kind of conversation there.
But for me, I feel like they all in on it. Hearing y'all talk more and then hearing what Letitia said at the end of it, I think it was a joint idea, in my opinion. I think Tambra probably said, "Ooh, I don't know if I want her in here." Like, probably just side conversation.
Yep.
And then Letitia took that and ran with it. Because if you want to be quite honest, I feel like coming into all this, Letitia would have been the only one who really didn't want her in a text group. She probably feels some kind of way from somebody coming in trying to do something with Fair Street. But at the same time, long as Akeisha known Tambra, Akeisha probably knows so much about Tambra from back in the day, and she's so private, she wouldn't want nothing to come out in a text group, So it's stupid.
I think they all would have an issue with her being a part of the text group. One, Tambra came back and told them that she called him ugly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah,
Tambra kicked off. To be honest, but it could be like, well, to be honest, I really don't want her in here either. And that could be what they're talking about. Because the way Letitia, like Sebby said, the way Letitia was like, sending 10 toes down. What does the other girl say? Putting 20 off 10 and all the other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's a bad actress, but she
was passionate about that. You said that.
But if I'm also Akeisha, I'm also looking at Letitia sideways, because when you initially delivered the message, you just said Tambra didn't want me in there. You didn't say that you felt that way too. So you told part of the story. So now, bitch, I can't trust you neither.
But we really want, let's be honest with ourselves. Do we want Akeisha in our text thread either? No.
I wouldn't be in a text thread with none of them, to be quite honest.
Oh, you know how I feel about text threads.
Well,
I also leave me out, please.
But every time lately, my reaction has been so far this season, that reaction of Portia going in her purse and saying, "Y'all need some lip gloss. Y'all lips not dry." Talking about the same thing, because that's all we have been getting this season is repeated scenarios with not moving forward. Like,
Yeah.
And I blame Carlos.
and I hope we don't need 20 more. We don't got 15 more episodes of this. I really don't, because I'm gonna go crazy.
Why blame Carlos?
For him to be a producer who's always speaking about moving stories forward and doing this and doing that,
This is dragging out.
He's not doing a great job.
And I don't know if it's maybe they didn't film a lot.
You said
Or
what?
they might not have filmed a lot, and they just trying to drag out what they got.
But he also has had he's been paying attention to like other stuff, maybe he spread a little thin, and he didn't put so much focus on the show and producing it like he should.
Yeah.
Give them a break. They did not need a second half to the season. They were good. They could have.
Well, it's not. It's season 4.
Yeah, apparently.
Is it though? Yeah, I don't know no more. They need to go ahead and get a template and figure it all out, because this ain't
Carlos need to stay out of Bravo business and focus on his. But
I like him in Bravo business. Sorry.
I do, but then let this go, because this was doing good.
Or
he can do both. He can do both. He's just not doing a great job at it. Like
I think he needs help on this. This is when it comes to Belle Collective, and I think we all agree this is a good show, and they do genuinely know each other. And I think the ball just so happened to be dropped this go round, but it's not too late to pick it up with this.
It's not too late.
Especially with the JJ and Willie dynamic, I'm sorry, like that revitalizes like a lot of different things, because we see how these husbands can interact and push the thing along too. So it's really drama like on both sides, and it's all kind of connecting. So as long as they like continue with good genuine storylines and leave this phone conversation of who said what on the side, like
we're gonna be good.
Call it out, move forward with other stuff. Put somebody else on the flow. Like, let's do something. Let's get sogucci to get her mix back on Selena. Like, let's move this forward.
And see them seasons between that season 3 and season 4 area, that's when the show starts to either be gonna be a great show or this is just it for us. So now's the time for them to really figure it out. Because with this season, the second half, it's falling flat for me because it's all repetitive. Just different venues and different clothing, but it's all the same conversation.
It's giving me they film nothing new. They just used what they had and put it together. And like you say, it's not too late. Every franchise of any show we love has a bad season. It happens. But learn from this. But with that being said, I thank you both for joining us today for this longer review. Don't forget to tune in Monday nights to Potomac at 8:30. Married to Medicine this Tuesday. So Sammy say goodbye to Quad.
I'm not saying goodbye to Quad. I'm saying goodbye to the BS that's been going on. But you know what? I will see y'all Tuesday.
We'll see you Tuesday, Sammy. I cannot wait to watch it.
I'm gonna be in them comments. Wednesday for Beverly Hills. And Tuesday night Salt Lake City after Married to Medicine 2. And then Thursday we have Miami. So thank you both. I hope y'all have an amazing Sunday, and we shall see you next time. It's time to leave.
Bye.